All right, cool. So, hi, Tanya. Thank you for joining me this morning on this podcast that's aimed at prospective chiropractic students, the Pre-Chiro podcast. And so good to see your face. It's been a while. How are you
It's
doing?
been a while. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to see you again, man.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Um, why don't you just get right into it? Where are you at right now with what you're doing in life? What are you up to?
Okay. Well, I started chiropractic school 3 years ago. And now, well, with all this thing that happened, we're having school online,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which is really sad because we're missing a lot of hours of practice. And well, we have this program in school where you can do a year with another chiropractor,
Okay.
and I'm in that program. So I entered with, I applied to assist to the practice with Eduardo Montaño,
Uh-huh.
son, because
Yeah.
there's Eduardo Montaño, father.
Yep.
And they're like a family of chiropractors, the first chiropractor in Mexico.
Uh-huh.
So I'm very happy, but unfortunately, we cannot start doing our work there
Mm,
because of the yeah of the
I
pandemic, right?
hear you. Yeah, so obviously it's challenging right now. It's making things difficult for you as a student. So you, just to be clear, you started 3 years ago and then you're in this 1 year program. Is how
Mhm.
long is the whole program in the school that you're at?
5 years.
Okay. And then,
So
yeah, go ahead.
no, yeah, I'm yeah 2 years still on the run.
Ooh. So it's 5 years, and students can start this program like right out of high school. Can you tell me a little bit about how school works in Mexico? Like, when can students like start their chiropractic journey?
Yeah, right after high school. So we have very young students.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, on the chiropractic path, which um, there are some of them go to chiropractic because it's near to their houses, or because they have no other option, even not knowing what chiropractic is,
Mm-hmm.
which is it can be a good thing or not a so good or
Totally.
not so good. Yeah,
Why
for
don't
the
you
profession, no?
share? Why don't you share just a little bit about what your previous experience was to chiropractic before you decided? Because your experience was much different from most of these young students that don't have perspective on chiropractic. Like, can you talk a little bit about what your experience was with chiropractic before you decided you wanted to go become a chiropractor?
Sure. Well, I met John Martinez like almost 8 years ago in Malinalco, this very tiny town, like 2 hours from Mexico City.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him there. He was offering um, checkups for donation base, and and I was interested. I didn't know what chiropractic was really till that first experience, and it was very interesting. I got like very curious about the way he was doing the whole thing, right?
Right.
Because he used to take a lot of time, like watching from afar um, before starting whatever, no, before even start touching the person.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was like, what the heck? Like, can he know what's happening in my body, but like just by watching?
Right.
And I started asking him, and then he invited me to join him to see some other patients. And yeah, I loved it. I loved the philosophy, which I shared with you a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I started. Um, my journey, my chiropractic journey, from the philosophy
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
point of
What were you
view, let's
doing
say.
before you saw John practicing chiropractic? Where were you at in your life? What were you doing already? Because you were already practicing body work, no?
Yeah, I was a massage therapist at a spa in Malinalco for about, for about 3 years.
Already.
And yeah,
And you were studying some additional trainings too, right? Didn't you have a teacher that you were studying other things beyond massage when you first met John?
well, I had a few teachers uh, before that. Like I had the chance to enter in the spiritual path, and I kind of knew some Buddhist teachers and Kabbalah teachers and other people that were teaching shamanism and all this um, mix of knowledge, no? And I also had the chance to work with an Ayurvedic teacher. So, yeah.
Wow, wow. What a foundation to have before chiropractic. I mean, my philosophy is that students, before they go to chiropractic school, need to at least be exposed to these spiritual ways of looking at the body, looking at the mind, and how our environment is connected to who we are.
Yeah.
Especially Ayurveda and okay, so you see John doing this chiropractic thing. Obviously, I went down and met you on a couple of service trips that we did, and you were really helpful in organizing things. Thank you so much, because as
You're welcome.
students, to arrive and have people to work with was a gift, and it's grown since then. But what has the transition into chiropractic school been like? You had a lot of experience before chiropractic school. What has the experience in chiropractic school in Mexico been like? Has it been what you expected it to be? Was it like a lot of surprises? What can you talk a little bit about what the student experience at the school you go to is? What is the school you go to? What's the name of it?
My school is called Universidad Estatal del Valle de Toluca, UNEVT. Right?
Okay.
We have 4 schools right now. The first one was built in about, I'm not sure, but maybe around 10, 12 years ago in Mexico City. And then we had the one in Toluca, the one that I go to. And then we have another one in Veracruz, which is inside the medicine school from Veracruz.
Mm-hmm.
And we have another new one that is in the forest. It's a sustainable project. It's very little, and we don't have much teachers or students, so, but it's working.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I wanted to mention also that even though I had that background, it hasn't been easy to like put together all the things when I started practicing
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
this thing of chiropractic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought I had it in my body from seeing it so many years, and then when I wanted to replicate, let's say, I hit a wall,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I wasn't like something in my head or in my system was like, I'm not sure if this is what I supposed to be doing, or I wasn't sure about my analysis and all that, no.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, my like you really have to develop that physical skill to meet the kind of adjustment that I've been seeing all these years, no.
Of course.
And well, yeah, like it took me a while to decide to go to school because I'm a single mother. And I was like, yeah, I had like my life kind of put together in Malinalco, no? I was working, I had my daughter going to school, I was paying my bills, and yeah, like going to applying for the university was like I needed to change a lot of stuff in my life. Like I had to move with my parents, which live kind of close to school, and that implied for me like kind of um, becoming dependent again of them helping me, to go through school, because it's not easy, and we don't have the loan programs like in the US, And yeah, like working, going to school, and trying to raise a child is not easy,
Right.
And yeah, you need your parents or someone you trust close to you.
So would you say if there was a young student in Mexico that was interested in going to chiropractic school, that they would, how would they be able to afford to go to that school? Like what's the cost, and how would they be able to make it work? If they knew that's what they wanted to do, how would they figure out the financials? Would they have to have somebody that could support them? Is that like mandatory?
Well, because most students can, and because of our culture as well, and how school programs are set, like you finish high school, you can apply for college, and you're still living with your parents. Most of students have support from their parents, because we have students from as young as 17. We have from 17 years old. I might be the oldest, so no, there are some old dudes around campus. But they have their life put together already. They're practicing, or they have their jobs, and they go to school. So, and some young students, like they have support from their families, but sometimes that's not enough, because we have to pay for school material and stuff, and some of them
The
have
tables investment.
mid-time jobs.
So okay, so what is the cost of school? How is the Mexican government subsidized chiropractic education? How was the first school just started 10, 12 years ago, and now there's 4 schools? It seems like it's growing. The profession is growing.
Yeah, it's grown because of I guess it's the demand, and the demand of education, and the government was like very supporting because we have three different how do you call? We have chiropractic, and there is they call it
Physiotherapia?
no, acupuncture.
Acupuncture.
But it's not the whole traditional Chinese medicine program. It's just a part, like the basic, and care of the elders. I don't know how you call it.
Care for the elders.
Gerontology, geriatrics, or gerontology. Yeah, right.
Interesting. So they grouped chiropractic in with those other 2 programs of study. So students are looking at chiropractic, they're going to see it in this category next to acupuncture and then gerontology. Interesting.
See, we have those 3 programs. Each of them are 5 years long.
Okay.
Yeah. And what was the other question? Sorry.
Well, just like, what's the state of chiropractic in Mexico? Like, where do you see it right now?
And the costs, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's very cheap comparing to some other places, like even Spain, no? Um, we pay a fee per semester,
Mm.
um, which is about,
How
I
many
would,
pesos? How many pesos? Because this is for Mexican. I mean, I would love to
yeah,
do this in Spanish. Like, ¿cuánto vale para la educación? ¿No?
ajá, cuesta 1,700 pesos el semestre, más o menos.
Okay. Entonces,
Ve-
¿es muy económico o es muy caro para los estudiantes?
Pues depende de tu, de tu economía, ¿no?
Sí.
Pero si tienes buenas notas, si tienes buenas calificaciones,
Ujú,
if you
ujú.
have good grades, puedes aplicar para un descuento.
Ah, like scholarship.
Yeah, kind of. And you can even get like 80% discount.
Wow. Wow. So,
Yeah.
okay, that's pretty cool.
It is.
So, 5 años es mucho tiempo. ¿Puedes explicar la experiencia en este tipo de programa? Porque es más tiempo que los Estados Unidos, ¿no? Y
Mm,
no es un programa para un doctor, ¿no? ¿O es para ser un doctor o no?
Pues el título con el que sales de la escuela, con el que te gradúas, es licenciado en quiropráctica.
Ujú,
Es una licenciatura, no es el título de doctor en quiropráctica como en Estados Unidos. Pero tenemos los primeros semestres,
ujú,
tenemos que son los primeros 2 años de la escuela,
ujú,
3 más o menos,
ujú,
eh, el tronco común o las materias comunes de medicina,
ujú,
¿no?
ujú, ujú.
Anatomía, fisiología, microbiología, eh, rayos X también. Tenemos,
Son los mismos clases, más o menos.
uh-huh, y aparte las técnicas quiroprácticas.
Sí, exacto. ¿Y su instrucción está bien o cómo está las clases de técnicas y la filosofía de quiropráctica? ¿Está en la programa o necesitas estudiar afuera?
Yo lo que he escuchado de otros estudiantes estadounidenses que vienen es un poco parecido. En todas las escuelas hay huecos, ¿no?
Mm,
Todos los programas tienen huecos y pues depende de lo que uno espera obtener,
ujú,
tienes que salir a buscarlo, ¿no?
exacto.
Tienes
So,
que aprender otras cosas afuera de la escuela o realmente aprendes el potencial verdadero de la quiropráctica afuera de la escuela.
ajá. ¿Y hay opciones para estudiar afuera de la escuela para los estudiantes?
Pues afortunadamente, ahora en los últimos años hay más seminarios con quiroprácticos de otras partes del mundo y eso enriquece mucho también la variedad de los tipos de práctica, ¿no?
Ujú,
Pero sí, la filosofía está un poquito como puesta de lado en algunas escuelas.
sí, claro.
Ujú.
¿Y está cambiando la cultura de los estudiantes con estos seminarios de personas fuera del país?
Sí, creo que sí, muchos que llegaron a la universidad sin saber mucho qué era quiropráctica, eh, gracias a la influencia también de otros estudiantes que vamos a estos seminarios, eh, pueden como empezar a abrir un poco más la perspectiva, ¿no?
Ujú. So, ¿estás entrenando los otros estudiantes con su pasión o con su perspectiva o no? Like estudiante a estudiante.
Hay estudiantes más receptivos que otros. Entonces, al final también uno encuentra a las personas que están listas para querer compartir, ¿no? Porque si no, it's a hard work to try to share and not being received or being judged too. ¿Qué pasa, no?
Sí, sí.
Porque hay como muchas visiones de how chiropractic should look like, ¿no? O lo que parece correcto. Y así.
Ay, hold on.